I were to use 2 words that would describe my life before Corral, would be lonely and shy.
The girls we serve have all had a tough go at life for one reason or another. They were each on some sort of destructive path that was leading them to a place that they would not reach the potential that we believe each of them have. They've experienced abuse, neglect, trauma. It really runs the gamut. I can think of one young woman who her father left her when she was an infant. She had experienced domestic violence in the home, and by the time she was in middle school, she just kind of had given up on life.
It wasn't just because we wanted to move here, it was kind of like my mom had to, just so she could keep me safe.
I think about another child who was abused. In fact, she was trafficked before the age of 5, and she had experienced significant sexual abuse. She ended up in foster care, where she was abused again and passed from home to home until she finally was adopted by a family who brought her to Corral. This young woman had completely shut down. She didn't care about life in many ways. She didn't care about academics. She didn't care about her family life. And the goal here is to get them on a more healthy path.
I do remember the first week, even though I've been here for like 3 years. I loved it. It was like the atmosphere was just really light and happy for me, and that just instantly made me want to be happy.
Everyone was going through something, and I didn't feel like I was the only one. So you respect each other and not judge someone from how they look or what they do.
Corral's equine-assisted psychotherapy program helps the at-risk girls by giving them a different outlook. We really help them strengthen their emotional intelligence by learning to read the feedback from the horses, learn to identify their own emotions during their interactions with the horses, and apply that to their daily life.
So when we send the child in the arena with the horse and with a therapist, the child is asked to complete a task with the horse. And sometimes it goes great, and the horse says, "Oh, thank you, you're the greatest leader ever." And sometimes the horse says, "No, I don't trust you," or "You're not a confident enough leader for me." And so that's when the therapist jumps in and says, what inside of you is going on that this horse doesn't feel like it can trust you to be its leader. And that's where the emotional coaching really comes in.
Here at Corral, we use horses that are from rescue programs, the USCRL, and other rescue associations here in North Carolina. And we find it very important because they have stories and backgrounds just as our girls do. And they help our girls to realize that horses offer unconditional love, clean slates, and they never hold grudges. So our girls are always able to work on their problems and their skills with our horses with a clean slate.
Because before, I didn't study, I didn't do my homework, I didn't do anything. And that's why I failed a lot last year.
One of the things that's really important here at Corral is helping students develop their academic skills. And I think it goes beyond the ability to solve a math problem, to write an essay for your English class, to analyze trends in history. I think really what it's about is helping these girls develop the confidence, the persistence, and the dedication to do all of those things, and to know that they can do all those things, whether they're here within the 4 walls at the house at Corral, or whether they're in their classroom, or whether they're at home.
Corral has taught me to study. I don't get in trouble a lot now by the teachers. I do sometimes, but I try not to. So it's fun to actually do something that will help me in the future.
They were always there for me when I needed to talk about it. They were there when I was just kind of like, I give up on this class, I can't do it anymore. And it really helped me because it was just like, well, I realized I've got people behind me supporting me, and it's just with people supporting you, it's a lot easier to be able to work on what you need to work on.
I was very anxious all the time, and I kind of isolated myself inside of my room most of the time, and I was scared to go outside. Being around people was kind of a trigger for my anxiety. It was a big challenge in my life. Yeah.
So therapy at Corral is really more about emotional coaching, emotional intelligence coaching. We build on 4 quadrants. The first is just developing self-awareness and emotional awareness, and then the ability to manage one's emotions, and then self-awareness, and then finally social management. So the ability to develop those leadership skills that I've talked about and influence their environment in a positive way. And that's what the horse really requires. And the girls start to realize what a feeling is. And then once they recognize what a feeling is, it's, well, how do I manage that feeling so that it doesn't blow up and I don't become violent at home, or I don't go inside myself, or some of the self-harm behaviors that we see with our girls. And then once they develop the ability to manage their emotions, then finally they're learning how to influence others and become a leader in a group or a follower in a group or whatever the group needs, so that they can function well and be, as I like to call it, a human in Humanville.
The couple of girls that I know that were directly involved in the program were both failing school at the time. They had been held back. One of them had been held back a grade. She already was getting involved in the gangs, and after she went into the Corral program, one of them, now her grade, she has all passing grades. She has just succeeded in high school, and the other one has really turned her life around. And to talk to her now, you would never know that child ever had a problem in her life with her self-esteem, with her ability to pass her grades, even reading. Just something as simple as reading. She's just a little superstar now.
It's great to watch the individual girl progress as they go through the program. They are able to work on their confidence. They take ownership for their own learning. We celebrate their learning when they're bringing their grades from D's and F's to A's and B's. We celebrate that, yes, they are on the honor roll, and these are things that they never thought that they could do. So being there and watching them, grow and mature and transform into this young woman that is accountable for their own life is fantastic.
If I could use some words to describe my life now from being at Corral, would be outgoing, confident, and thriving.